Hey everybody, and welcome to the Half-Ass Sportscast. I'm your host, Ryan Faulkner, and alongside here is my co-host from live from Scottsdale, Arizona, Mark Regani.
How we doing?
What's up, Big Cheese?
Big Cheese Wisco in the food. How much, man? What's going on?
Dude, I'm just sportsing
I see you got
it up,
your Stars gear. You're ready to rock and roll for this season?
Well, you want to just go ahead and talk about that real quick? Just slide right on in there?
Well, I'm just happy to see that we actually have a sport that's up and running, and, you know, unlike our NBA that's still locked out, it's good to see hockey being played.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you going to see your sons lose if they're not playing basketball?
Whoa, my sons. When did they become my sons?
Whoa, did you see this? You see that? Some guy just came out of the side of the camera and smacked you.
I'm a fan of the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay? So that's great right now, all right?
Milwaukee sucks. Oh, man. Yeah, so let me get that out of the way. Yes, my Stars are number one in the NHL as of tonight. 11-3. Yeah, baby, 11-3. Feeling good, feeling real good. Just beat the Washington Capitals and Alex Ovechkin in a game that was close after two periods, but after that, man, we really blew it open. Adam Burish was huge for us that game. Just everybody scoring, a lot of guys stepping up, and especially in a season that the Stars are having. They're coming off where they lose Brad Richards to free agency, and they got half the guys on the team. You're just scratching your head for who they are. But, yes, it's been quite a season so far. And as you see, I go ahead and switched over to my Stars championship banner. Nice. So, rocking that.
There is life after Modano in Stars World over there, huh?
Well, I mean, last year, of course, Modano played for the Red Wings. It's kind of a non-issue. I think he played 40 games for them, and sometimes wasn't even on the bench for some of the playoff games. It's kind of a weak way to go out. As
a little past his prime, maybe.
What's that?
A little past his prime, maybe.
Well, the way he explained it is that he just didn't want to have those regrets late at night, a couple of years that he maybe had something left in the tank, which I can understand. But the way that his last game ended here, the last home game here in Dallas, was so storybook. You couldn't have wrote a better ending to a career as your last home game that season. It was such a magical night, and for him to not end on that note, it kind of upset a lot of people. But hey, it's done. It's over with. I think it's just going to be like Emmett Smith. He's going to be one of those afterthoughts that, people forget that he played for the Cardinals. He's just going to be known as a all-star the rest of his life. So, anyway, enough hockey. I think we talked about too much hockey here already.
It's early. We'll wait till, we get more in the meat of the season.
Yeah. So, I guess, what do you want to do first? I want
to start off with the passing of a legend. We got two legends passing. One, actually passed away. Smoking Joe Frazier, age of 67, died this past week. Oh, there you go. There he is.
Looks just like him.
Whoa, looks just like him. Yeah, there I am.
Man, you got smoking moves there, just like Joe.
Dude. Look at Smoking Joe right there, man.
Man. Is that correct me if I'm wrong, but are those the Italian red, green, little white in there? Is that the Italian flag there? Is that what he's referencing?
Yeah, Mark, he's straight off the boat, just like you.
Who'd have known Joe was off the banana boat, just like yours truly over here. But, no, Smoking Joe passed away with a record of 32-4, 27 knockouts. Great career. Your thoughts?
Two of those losses coming to many who believe to be the greatest boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali. Of course, that second matchup they had, and then the third matchup they had. I got to say that I got turned on to a documentary about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Sorry, I had to. Go ahead.
You had to, huh? But a documentary called The Thrilla in Manila. As a matter of fact, hold on. Vamp for a second.
Wow. Thrilla in Manila.
Hey,
coming at you here.
About that. Anyway, here it is.
That was Okay, we're back.
This documentary called Thrill in Manila. It was originally aired on HBO. They did a spectacular job of trying getting as many people around the actual fights, the industry at the time. It was really probably the best the best sports documentary you'll probably ever watch. And it's definitely, if you're a fan of documentaries, it's probably one of the better documentaries you'll ever watch. The attention to detail, the stories telling, the way they lay it out. I got to tell you, Mark, because I know you might have a little bearing on the situation, but it kind of doesn't paint Muhammad Ali in a very good light.
Yeah,
it's quite remarkable what Ali, what he subjected Frazier to just that last fight was quite miraculous. It was something that it would be even outstanding due to today's standards, but it would be you're never going to see the hype, a situation, a fight, an event like this ever again. You're not going to see, and I'm talking about the third fight, the Thrill in Manila. Not in UFC, not in boxing. It's just not going to happen. These two guys took it to another level, and probably one of the greatest fights, probably the greatest fight in boxing history. Like I said in the documentary, if you want to encapsulate everything that is boxing, you need to watch that 14th round in the third bout that they had. It was absolutely incredible. But yes, Smokin' Joe, a bona fide legend, dead at 67 yesterday. Is that right? I think he died yesterday.
Yes.
Man, it's really sad to see the shape that those two guys are left in. And, he was living out of his gym in Philly. Like, can you believe that, Mark? Like, think of somebody, even in fake wrestling, like The Rock or somebody. Think about them living out of a gym that they owned. That's just incomprehensible. But that's the way things went back then. A lot of the, as you know, Mark, a lot of the Don Kings, the promoters, they took advantage of these fighters, and it really wasn't fair.
Right. No, I don't know much about it. I know a little bit, and I agree. I've heard that they've been taking advantage of a lot. What they go through is definitely, rigorous. Not only the training, but the fighting themselves. I mean, what they were put through, the rounds, how many they were going, the fights, how big it was becoming, how fast they were getting promoted. It was all about money and how much and how fast could you get your hands on some. Speaking of Don King, probably the most famous to do so, to kind of use these guys as pawns against each other. And Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, those are the two, some of the, greats in this sport that were unfortunately maybe taken advantage of with Don King. Not to say that, they didn't get paid and that they didn't love the fame and the glory and everything that came with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when you hear about the guy living out of his gym in his last days out of Philly, and it's kind of sad. I know that he was trying to get his son involved, and I know he was training his son. I don't know if his son is. I don't know much if he's panned out, if he's done anything in the sport, but I know he was trying to train him and trying to kind of carry it on through his son. So really quick though, side note, I know you mentioned twice. Frazier lost to Ali. He did beat him once, and
that first fight.
The first fight, it was like deemed like the fight of the century, or whatever it was, and that was his first victory, his only victory against Ali. But that was when he was the heavyweight champ of the world. So that's he's a great fighter, heck of a legend in the sport.
Yes, definitely. And you wanna? I didn't know this for a long time, but you kind of have a separation of a degree of separation with Ali.
Oh, would you like me to touch on that?
Sure, go ahead, dude. We got all day.
Yeah, there we go. And then maybe we'll get into the rest of the show here. But on a side note, you brought it up, my grandfather suffered and diagnosed with Parkinson's disease later on in his life, and through his last couple of years there, he was very involved in trying to give back and trying to help in his own little way find a cure and help to find a cure for this disease that's it's horrible. It kind of took my grandfather's life there later on, and it was sad to watch. And anyway, speaking of, suffers from Parkinson's disease. He lives in the Valley of the Sun here in Phoenix, and there's a Muhammad Ali Foundation. So my mom actually knows Muhammad Ali and his wife from the airport. My mother used to work for the airport, and they would fly out all the time on Northwest Airlines, which is the airline that my mom worked for. And my mom would kind of take care of VIP guests and things like that as they were coming through. And obviously, he was one of them. And my mom would sit down with his wife and have coffee and talk about the disease. And not that they were friends or anything like that, but they were definitely acquaintances. And my mom said it'd be sad to watch. I mean, here's Muhammad Ali. I mean, arguably the greatest boxer of all time, sitting right next to her, and he's just shaking. And he just doesn't look the same. Doesn't look like how you remember him, how you see him in these in the past. And my mom said it was just sad, and his wife was very, thoughtful and very nice to, to thank my grandfather and to kind of, sit down and talk to my mom about some of the research and some of the things that they knew. And when my grandfather passed, he, instead of flowers and sending things like that for the funeral, he asked that everybody make donations to the Muhammad Ali Foundation for Parkinson's research. So. That's my little side note on Muhammad Ali. I've actually helped him through the airport a couple of times since I worked there, and it's unbelievable. I mean, I'm holding hands with this living legend, and it's something really neat to have. But at the same time, when you see him as decrepit and as kind of
unable to have control of his facilities.
You're right. It's just sad. So I mean, but at the same time, it's neat, but it's a bummer that he's suffering from this right now.
Dude, that's crazy, but remarkable life experience, though. I mean, one way or the other, that's pretty amazing to be able to experience, to be able to touch that life at all. I mean,
absolutely, yeah, no, and I totally agree with you. My mom's and I'm both kind of like a little time there with the champs. So yeah, it was pretty neat. So,
and yeah, that's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, what do you got, Ryan? Nothing.
I've never met anybody famous. I met Troy Aikman once at a book signing.
Oh, really?
Did he shake your hand?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I waited like 8 hours in line to meet for him to sign a book. I was like 12, maybe.
I was working at a hotel when Nolan Ryan rolled through last year down in Houston for his sausage company or whatever he does. Got to.
Did you meet him?
Sort of. I was the help, so.
I understand. Well, don't squish some sausage.
Exactly.
Here, take the spread rail.
Hey, can I have your autograph? No, but you can give me something. Oh, okay.
How about
can I have a sandwich?
Bag up, son.
Yeah, how about you go make me a sandwich? Oh,
Penn State, Mark. Penn State.
Okay, here's the deal. And we all know about this. I mean, this story's been going on for the past couple of days. More than just a sports story. It's a national story on all levels. Tragedy is a word that gets thrown around a lot these days on certain things, but this really is one. I think both of our opinions. We were touched a little bit about it before the show, but this Joe Pa is getting a lot of the heat. Joe Paterno, head coach at Penn State, and I mean, I understand that you see something, you say something, you hear about it, you go to the authorities. I get that. But what I don't get is that this assistant coach who's been there for 20 years, not quite the face that Joe Pa is. He might be even the face of, let alone Penn State football, college football in general. I mean, Joe Pa is huge. But 20-year guy on his staff doing these heinous crimes. Since 2002, 8 boys, that's just that we know of. I mean, that's just in the past almost decade. I mean,
now the number, they estimate the number is growing to approximately 20.
Oh my God.
20. And keep in mind that this Sandusky guy adopted 6 kids. So we'll see about that.
Coming out. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Dude,
it really is.
How as an employee, when that guy saw this happening, how you don't pile drive that guy's head through a wall is beyond me.
Absolutely.
It is
astronomical. Right. Forget that it's and here's this, I don't know if you know this or not. This is also for our viewers, but they were all really close. Sandusky, Paterno, and this Mike. I think it's McQuarrie, or I might have botched his name there, but he saw what was happening, decided to look away, turn the other cheek, and didn't know what to do. Went to his dad. His dad said, "Oh my God, okay, we got to call the coach, Joe Paterno. Call up coach."
Cop?
That's kind of where everything gets a little bit that we know of so far. That they're reporting gets a little bit fuzzy because we don't know if he did go to the to the proper authority. He said he told his boss. I mean, is his boss the AD, the chancellor, the president? They were all close.
Still, none of these people are cops.
They're friends, though. They're friends. I mean, this Mike McCleary and Sandusky's son played Little League together, I guess they're reporting. I mean, Paterno's kids hung out with them. They were all really close. It was almost like, oh, no, we can't, turn in my dad's best friend because, that means more than this poor, 10-year-old kid being raped in a shower and in the school's locker room, nonetheless. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's
unbelievable.
It's shameful. It really is. It's disgusting. It's shameful. And no one here has really come out and said, none of this happened, which is, I mean, it's not, mind numbing, but the fact is just like so many people knew about this. There's not even people coming out like Kane, is coming out and said like all these women, saying that he sexual harassed them. He's come out and at least, I'm not saying it's at least, he shouldn't lie, but he's at least giving a chase. These people, everybody in this and that's involved in this is just like, all right, you got me. My hands are up. That's cool. Yeah. It's like, dude, it's how this process is unfolding. Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's disgusting, and it's probably not done with it. It's probably going to be going on for a while.
This has just begun. I mean, let alone the football aspect of this. I mean, this is going to go out to court. There's going to be more children coming out now thinking, hey, it's okay. These 8 kids have, come out. It's okay for me to. They might start telling their parents if they haven't already. Their parents might be starting to take action. And I'll tell you what, there's going to be so many lawsuits, so many, just tied up in court. Penn State is going to be paying out a lot of money to a lot of families, and deservedly so. I mean, that's the least. I mean, you can't take back the innocence that these kids, their innocence was taken from them by this Sandusky, and it'll never be given back to them, no matter how much money, no matter how much sympathy, however you want to look at it. They have to live with that for the rest of their lives, and it's just sick. It's just sickening. Bottom line, it's sick. It's disgusting.
Being from around here, we're familiar with the death penalty with SMU. Now, that was for academic, everything that's crooked with college football right now, with money, academic cheating, stuff like that. They got the death penalty. Now, as you know, my views on it, Mark, I don't think they'll ever do a death penalty again because there's too much money tied up into football, into these colleges, and too much money in TV contracts. It probably wouldn't happen. What do you think the chances of it happening now with this, with everything you just said, the lawsuits, the image?
Here's the thing: the football program itself, it's not really being tarnished. I mean, yes, this man was a member of their staff. Yes, Joe Paterno is the member of their staff, and these are the people who are involved. But the program itself, the kids that are there now, the kids that were there before. I mean, Joe Pa is known for always running a clean program. If there was ever one, maybe Notre Dame being the other, one program in the country that you had to keep your grades up, that we weren't going to slack. We weren't going to just take recruits, off the street because they can play ball. That was the one. Joe Pa was known to do it the right way. And with all this coming out now, not only does it tarnish, the legacy of the Joe Pa, but the school also. But I don't know if it does as far as a football program. It's a really good question. It remains to be seen what they do with that part of it.
Well, what about? I heard something today that why didn't Joe Pa report it? Maybe it was because he thought that if he reported it, they'd get noses sniffing around, and maybe they would have found something, some other form of cheating.
It's interesting.
Because Penn State is one of the cleanest noses in college football. It really is. I've known that before. There's like TCU has almost a perfect record. Penn State, and there's one other college that are just like clean as a whistle. Dame. Is it Notre Dame? But
their academic standards and things like that have always been top notch. So,
well, I'm talking about
why they have one Notre Dame, which is why
I'm talking about as far as like recruiting kids that don't have criminal records and stuff like that. Not recruiting bad kids, making decisions, not getting caught cheating or paying people. But maybe maybe Joe Pa didn't report it because he didn't want noses sniffing around. Now nobody knows that for sure. This is me speculating. So don't say that that's why. But there's just so much about this story that we don't know, and there's so many questions, and you don't know which ends go to which ends you're holding right now.
And unfortunately, Ryan, we don't even know if we'll ever find out the real story. And that's fine. I mean, as long as whatever's taken care of in court legally, that the Sandusky is. At the least, thrown away in jail for the rest of his rotting life. The guy's 70 years old, whatever's left. At the least, that gets taken care of, and that there's some type of peace, there's some type of light at the end of the tunnel, a sense of hope for these kids who, like I said before, bare minimum, their innocence has been taken away from them as a child, and that'll never go away. So you hope that they can find some type of peace in life.
How would you like to be that guy, Sandusky, the first couple of weeks going to take a shower in prison?
Well,
you don't think those guys just want to do incredibly bad things to somebody like that?
That's if he is the shower.
Because celebrity rapist. That guy is screwed. Seriously.
They don't even make it to they don't even make it out of their cell. Somebody shanks them as soon as they have an opportunity to, and he's laying there dead.
Hell, Jeffrey Dahmer got killed, and they literally shoved a broomstick up his ass, literally.
Right. They're the worst of the worst. There's no two ways around it.
So it sounds like this story, it's a tragic one. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sports story.
Right.
It's really just, terrible things like this happen everywhere, every day.
Rich, the only reason why it's a sports story is because it's a football coach. I mean, this goes, like I said, beyond the sport. This goes, it's more, it's a humanitarian, it's a humanities, it's a humanities story. I mean, it has to do with human beings.
And I agree. It's the reason the reason people are talking about it is because he's a coach, but.
Right.
I think I'm the first guy to say if there's going to be a reaction, we have to overreact and make a point, send a message, that sort of thing. But my question, how much of this is known? I mean, does this school have a clean nose because it's a tight-lipped organization? I mean,
it's because it's Joe Paterno. I mean, as far as the football side goes, I mean, he's made sure that kids graduate. He's raised money, millions upon millions, billions of dollars for that school. Making sure that he's doing it the right way, never trying to slip up and get caught up in recruiting violations and other things that programs and other coaches have had in the past. So that's kind of the reputation that they've built there at Penn State, and that's why it's something that's catching them a bit off guard because he's widely known as just this great guy, an ambassador of the sport, just a great human being, loved by all. and now it's come to this.
Without demanding the schools shut down with pitchforks and whatnot, I think it certainly puts everybody there on notice that if this is an institution that's got corruption, but is just really great at covering things, I think the ire of the entire country is on them now.
It's an interesting point, Ryan. It really is.
Ryan or Rich?
Well, Ryan,
what was your point?
You made that.
Yeah.
I think in what you said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's something that I don't know. It's something that we just talked about for like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, let's here's really quick. If you don't mind, I just got a couple of things in the NFL.
Yeah, man, go ahead. Let's do a little NFL, man. Let's clean the palate.
Thank you.
This is it's kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
By the way, LSU, Alabama? I mean, unless you're a real football purist, and I know we said the NFL, but I want to touch on this really quick. I mean, field goals being missed, all defense. Like I said, unless you're a purist, I like high scoring, throwing the ball around, kickbacks, kick returns for touchdowns. Just I don't know. What are your thoughts on that game? Really quick. To me, it didn't live up to the hype.
Are you laughing at this picture?
My opinion.
I love your picture, by the way.
Skype is just kicking our asses tonight, but you've got a great still shot of you sitting up in your chair. It just looks like you're high as a kite.
Dude, that's awesome.
Well,
anyway, let me answer your question. Man, it was. Some people like defensive games. Some people like Pittsburgh Steelers football. I don't. That was supposed to as hype and as much fanfare and just bombastic talk and all sorts of hype around this damn thing.
This, that, and the other, yeah.
Oh my God, game of the century! It was like, how can this ever be reciprocated? The excitement of this game, and you go out there and seriously, all field goals. I know these teams are good, but it just seemed like both of them. Where it's like they seemed like two fighters in the ring, and then both of them were just a little too scared to go hit the other one, being afraid that they might get hit back. So you see one guy just kind of throw a punch and then just back up, throw a jab and back off. It was just, dude, someone make a ballsy call here. I mean, it was good defense, but
defensive slugfest. Is I think what we saw there.
Man, it was I don't know.
Anyway,
it was hard to watch for me, honestly. So that's my take.
I agree. I agree exactly the same. Now getting to the NFL, Chicago. I want to start off with that game, Chicago over Philly. One team 5-2, Chicago. The other team 2-5, Philly. The self-proclaimed dream team. Boy, those two teams, I'll tell you what, Chicago, a game back behind Detroit for second in the NFC North. And Philly tied for last with the Washington Redskins in the NFC East. Not good. Not good for that dream team.
Dude, forget
Unless
the dream
you're a Cowboys fan, of course.
Oh, well, then it's great. Every Cowboys fan wants to see the Eagles stink. So, Forte... He had a good game.
Yeah. Pay that man. Pay him. Pay him his money.
Pay the man his money.
It's a good
I don't know, dude. I still have this feeling that the second he's going to get his money by no fault of his own, he's just going to suck. He's going to Ryan Grant it, man. So, and then Chicago. So? Yeah, I do. And Chicago's not known to pay.
I don't think so, dude.
Chicago's not known to really bring out the pocketbook. Do you know that? Now, this was in the 80s, but you know that 85 Super Bowl team, there's only two players making over $1 million on that team, and Walter Payton was not one of them. Wow. I think they're historically real cheap with how they pay their players, and you got to think a lot you got to thank Brian Urlacher a lot for actually staying there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if they will. It'd be devastating if they lost him because he is their only offense. And I'm looking like we're watching Poltergeist 3 over here. Well, you seeing that, Rich?
Yeah,
I'm just giving up in the video today.
Cutler, self-proclaimed. if I got time in the pocket, I'll pick you apart. I'm deadly. So maybe, Forte's not their only option if you can keep Cutler upright. But anyway.
Hey, I don't know. I still think you keep Cutler upright. You're really hoping for some magic.
And Philly's a good team. Philly with Michael Vick there, they got all the weapons. Shady McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Macklin, Selleck. I mean, the team looks great on paper. People are now saying, "Oh, wait till next year." They just got to get a year to gel, and they just have to, kind of come together and make sure that, everything is. What are you doing? The wave over there? What do you got going on over there, Ryan?
I'm not sure if you can see me or not because I can't see myself. Wow. So I guess you can't.
Throw your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care.
This is pretty epic.
So,
all right, so I guess it's just my feed. It looks bad.
No, it's pretty terrible here. Looks like you're getting hit by a hurricane, and Mark is still just.
I don't know if you can hear me, Bob. High. The hurricane is right behind me.
It's really starting to look bad out here.
I should probably get inside, but I'm going to stay out here because, quite frankly, I really need a job.
So. If this is even worth talking about, we'll try to.
All right. Yeah, let's move on. Let's
really quick. AFC East. Pats, Bills, Jets, all 5-3. AFC West. Kansas City, San Diego, and Oakland, all 4-4. And the AFC North. Cincy and B-More are 6-2, and the Pittsburgh is 6-3. A lot of really, really close, tight races in the AFC this year.
It really does seem like the power shifted back over to that side of the NFL for the longest time when we were growing up. Mark, it was all NFC all the time, and probably for about the past 7 years, it's been really in equilibrium, and now it looks like the AFC's coming back. So I don't know, dude. But which one of those are you going to pin up against your undefeated cheeseheads?
Oh, well, I'm glad that we went there. It's nice.
See what I did there? You see what I did?
It's a great transition. I appreciate it. It's 8-0. I'm loving life. I'm loving that. Aaron Rodgers. I was listening earlier to SportsCenter, and somebody said that Aaron Rodgers might be on one of the greatest quarterback runs we've ever seen in NFL history. I don't know if I'm going to go that far just yet. But even to be, in talks and having people recognize him as such, it's good, But getting back to the AFC and my pick, I'll let you know in a couple of weeks. It's too hard to tell right now. Those teams are really all bottled up together there. It's a really tight race. Nobody saw Cincinnati coming out and being 6-2. Of course, now they're going to get into the meat and potatoes of their schedule. They got Pittsburgh and Baltimore coming up. 2 division foes, so we'll see if they can be the last one standing there, or if they're going to falter to those 2 powerhouses. And New England's got to figure it out. Buffalo, if they can keep it going, they're a heck of a surprise, and we'll see if out east, San Diego can right the ship there. 3 in a row, including this past week's loss to the Packers. Not good.
I don't think so. Good. I think Philip Rivers is a bad quarterback. There, I said it. I've thought that for the past 4 years. Suck it.
What? All right.
What?
Moving on. NFC. 49ers have already won the NFC West. I mean, it's over. I mean,
easy. Come on. In that division with the Rams as beat up as they are, the Cardinals being the Cardinals, and the Seahawks being the Seahawks. Yeah. I think they got it.
They're 7-1. The next closest team is 2-6. I mean,
yeah. They might lock up the division in like 2 weeks, dude. I think they could.
Yeah, they literally could. So is San Francisco the second best team in the NFC? Period.
Absolutely not.
Green Bay.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
Who is?
I think that the second best team
in the NFC?
Man, I don't know. I just can't buy into that right now.
No, right? It's weird. The Niners out of nowhere are all of a sudden getting first round buys in the playoffs and 2 seeds. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me think about it. I could probably find another team that I'd take over the Niners that I'd throw up there, but no. Their running game is beat up, and Eli's playing inconsistent. Although they had a good game last week, but just what the Seahawks did to them is unexcusable. I don't think you're a good caliber team that's going up against a potential candidate to go to deep into the playoffs. Whenever you lose to the Seahawks, I don't care what you've done. You don't lose to the Seahawks.
There's a game coming up out west. New York Giants traveling to San Francisco, so we'll see.
We will, huh?
Yeah.
That's right. Because their only loss, Mark. I'm not sure if you know this, but San Francisco's only loss came at the hands of America's team.
Oh, the Packers?
Oh, no, not really. Actually, more like the Cowboys.
Oh, sorry, that's right. Okay, gotcha.
Which, by the way, and if I was smart and did some pre-production, I would have sent Rich some pictures. Because I took some great pictures of some of the dancers' butts that we could have displayed on the show.
Dude, we got to sell this thing. Come on.
Man, you're talking about one thing that's harder to take your eyes off than that television. This is the view I had. So it was a good win. No, it wasn't. That was a lie. It was a horrible win. Horrible play. Is there one team in the NFL that looks like they are just going to run through the back of the end zone up until they get to the 5-yard line? It is unbelievable how inept they are in the red zone. It's really bad, dude. This team can't do anything. What?
I think you guys have found a running back, though, in Murray. I really do.
Oh, my God. DeMarco Murray, that guy is a saint. That guy is something that this team's needed for a long time. I'm sick of them trying to sell us that Felix is the answer. Felix Jones is not the answer. He's kind of a bigger Julius Jones. He goes down first touch, and if he makes it to the line of scrimmage, it might be a good run. DeMarco Murray has a great nose for the holes, a great nose for the defense, and he can turn on when he needs to. There's no
speed.
Yeah, there's no
agility.
Felix, you had the speed, but not the toughness. Choice, you had the toughness, but not the speed. So I think this guy is a perfect back for their situation. And then with their fullback the Cowboys are using this year is killing it. And he's not DJ, he's not Moose, but he's what this team needs: a little bit of shovel to scoop out the snow in front of them. And then you bring Felix in as a change-up back. That's what you need, right? And I don't want to hear any more of this talk that Felix is the guy. He's not the guy. It's obvious. He hasn't been the guy for a year and a half.
Quick question. Jason Witten or Jay Novacek? Who's the better tight end?
Novacek right now. I mean,
I thought you were going to have to ponder that one a little bit longer, but all right.
Ryan never ponders anything.
He's
always got a quick answer.
Well, Jason
shooting at
Witten,
the hip, flying off the cup. What? Yep. All right.
I'm going all over the place. Jason Witten. Well, see, I don't know. I say that. Now, I love Jason Witten, and I think the world of Jason Witten. And it's not that I think he's better than Novacek. It's just I don't know how the public perception sees Jason Witten. Jay Novacek was an integral part on that team. And you could say that maybe he was just an addition, but I mean, there is if Troy needed a check down because they had the 10-step drop perfected, Novacek was always there. He was a great blocker. I'll never forget the hurdle he made against Kansas City. He hurdled a guy at like the 10-yard line and went in to score it. Jason Witten, I would say, he has. I mean, what can you not say about this guy? This guy is tough. If he has two more catches this Sunday, he's going to be third all time in receptions as a tight end.
Really? Wow.
Third all time. Think about that, dude. And he's 29. So he's still got some tread left on those tires. I'm just saying he could very well be one of the best, if not the best, tight end to ever play the game.
Ryan, knock on wood.
As far as knock on wood. But you really do. I did. I already did. But you really do hope that is not. There's not a comma after that sentence where they go, but he never won a championship. You know,
that's what everybody
wants to tie it to. So,
hey, are we going to get a Dallas Mavericks celebration going here soon, or what's the deal? What's your prediction?
Well, as of today, they had a deadline at 4 o'clock our time, 5 o'clock Eastern, that they were meeting to, and if something didn't get met, they were going to cancel some December games, or all of November, most of December. And as I've last heard, obviously there's no deal done yet. We would have heard it. But they were going late past that deadline, continuing to talk. The owners are willing to go 50-50 with the players, which is better. You know, they were saying 57, or they were used to 57. They were saying 53, and now they're down to 50. So, but I guess I've heard conflicting reports that they're just arguing over how free agency was going to work. And then I heard that they're actually nowhere near, and this thing's not going to happen. They're probably going to wipe the season. I don't know. Who knows? But they're still talking. So
the confetti will not fall. The party poppers will not pop. The streamers will not stream just yet for the Dallas Mavericks.
And really, you know, in retrospect, you know, who's to say that this isn't one of the better things that could potentially be happening for the Mavericks? A shorter season with as old a team as they are. Now, that's assuming everybody shows up in proper condition for training camp. But, you know, I don't know, man. You know, I really do feel bad that this is taken away from the celebration about the Mavericks being the champs and the story that was the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, it's a quite remarkable story. Maybe at some time when the season starts up, Mark, we can get your opinion as an outsider on it. But everybody knows my opinion on it and how I feel about it. So,
all right,
hopefully we will, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a plan. Well,
thank you guys for salvaging and otherwise.
We got through this show.
Yeah, that would have been a really depressing show if you guys hadn't pulled it out there.
I know, not the best, but
holy crap,
not the best, but right next to it.
And yeah, so are we good?
I think that's it. I'll go ahead and say thanks for watching, guys, and. Yeah, join us next week when we'll be talking more about sports, probably. I don't know. We might have a format change after this.
Hey, we never got to the earrings outside of the ears debate tonight. We kind of got sidetracked.
Well, we're going to do a follow-up?
Well, I don't know. That's what we said, last show. But I'm okay with not talking about it.
Give people what they want.
So.
You're killing me, Smalls. All right, man. I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and I guess we'll check you next week.
Maybe.